Hello everyone, my name is Jason and I am an ISFP. You are watching my ISFP journey, and this video has nothing to do with personality type at all whatsoever. It has to do with pizza. So I hope you're intrigued. I spent 17 years working in the medical industry from the year 2000 to the year 2017. And then I got totally sick of it. I was in management for like the last 12 years, I think. And I just got overwhelmed, burned out, and ISFPs and management, maybe not the best mix all the time. So anyway, I got burned out on it and I left. I took 8 months off of work, and then I spent 2 years delivering pizza. And I just left my pizza delivery job 3 weeks ago. And 2 weeks ago, I went back to the medical industry, I'll probably regret it. I don't know. I'm not back in management though. So I'm back in the medical industry, but I'm not in management. We'll see whether or not I regret that decision. But I want to talk about pizza delivery. And I want to talk to you, who many of you have probably never delivered pizza before. Maybe you don't have any friends or family who have ever delivered pizza before. And I want to talk to you about how to be a good pizza delivery customer. Okay. So I know that in this quarantine that we're going through, probably a lot of you are ordering things to be delivered to your home, food to be delivered to your home. And over the course of 2 years delivering pizza, I learned a lot about what makes a good customer to deliver pizza to and what makes a really cruddy customer to deliver pizza to. And I'm going to tell you about those things now. So first of all, this first one shouldn't come as a shock to most of you, but I promise after 2 years of delivering pizza, I learned that to some of you, this is going to be surprising. If you order pizza, or any food for that matter, to be delivered to your home, like you go online and you place the order, or you pick up the phone, you're not really picking up. Anyway, you put the phone to your ear and you call these people and you say, I want to order this food and I want it brought to my home. Now brace yourself. There's actually going to come a time when someone shows up at your house with the food. I know, shocker, right? So let me give you a list of things you might want to do, considering that that person's really going to actually drive up to your home with the food. You might want to be like paying attention to your door, because they're going to knock or ring the doorbell. And that's going to be your sign that you're supposed to come to the door and get your food and pay for it. I know, crazy, but it's really going to happen. So you might want to actually be paying attention. You might, if you're paying cash, want to, have your money ready. I mean, like the app that you ordered on or the person you talk to on the phone, they're gonna tell you your total so you can actually get your money ready and have it ready when the person delivering your food shows up. It's crazy, but it can be done. Now here's one that I'm a little surprised that I have to say this. You might want to have clothes on, okay? So like, you might not want to have to yell out the door, hold on, let me put on my pants when the person knocks on the door. They're going to bring the food. They're actually going to do that. They're going to show up. You might want to think about not needing to get dressed so that you can open the door. Crazy idea. You might not want to take a shower between the time that you've ordered the food and the time you expect them to show up. I know that they will tell you it's going to take 30 minutes or 45 minutes or an hour, but sometimes it doesn't actually take that long. So you might want to not jump in the shower thinking that you've got enough time. You might just want to save the shower until after dinner. Who knows? You might even make a mess of the pizza on yourself and need to shower anyway. So maybe hold off on the shower. You might want to stay home. Like, here's an idea, okay? I'm gonna rephrase that. When you order the food, you ought to be home when the food gets there, okay? So, when you're at the convenience store getting your Gatorade and the pizza delivery person calls you and says, I'm at your front door, could you answer the door? You might not want to find yourself in a situation where you have to say, oh, I left and went to the convenience store. Just, that's just my idea. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. you might want to put away whatever that means to you. It could just be put in a different room. I understand people love their animals. You might want to put away your dog or your cat if you believe that you will not actually be able to open your door wide enough to receive the pizza because your dog's going to get out. Okay? So like, if you have to open the door that far so that your dog won't get out, and then when the pizza delivery person tries to hand you the pizza, you literally have to take the pizza box and turn it sideways so that you can pull it in between that tiny little bit of an open door so that your puppy doesn't get out. You might just want to realize, hey, the pizza guy's gonna be coming, or gal, and I'm gonna have to be able to transfer the box of pizza from that person's hand into mine and then into my house. Therefore, I'm going to have to open the door wide enough to get the box through. If my dog might get out, maybe I should put my dog in another room. And maybe I ought to do that before the pizza person actually shows up at my door. Just a thought. Maybe I'm crazy, but it seems logical to me. These are all things you might want to consider doing so that when that delivery person literally shows up at your house with the food, you can have a smooth exchange, okay? And speaking of dogs, you might not want to leave your big, ferocious dog chained right outside the front door so that the pizza delivery person can't possibly get to your front door without going past, Cujo. You might want to do that. Just a thought, okay? We pizza delivery people, I'm not one anymore, but I think I can safely speak for all of us. We don't like being bitten, attacked, barked at. None of that's really fun, okay? So maybe if you could not do any of those things, that would be great. All right, now let's talk about tipping, all right? I understand that most pizza delivery places charge a delivery fee, but here's something you need to know. Oftentimes, the pizza delivery person does not get that delivery fee, or if they do, they only get a fraction of it, okay? And even if they do get it or get a fraction of it, honestly, all that's covering is the cost of their gasoline and general wear and tear on their vehicle. Do you know that I had to, in the 2 years that I was there, I had to replace all of my tires, I had to replace my starter, I had to get 2 flat tires repaired. I had the fan go out on my car. Now, my car is older. Some of those things might have happened anyway. I'll grant that. But that little, it was just over $1 for the pizza place that I worked for. That little just over $1 that I got per delivery, which was only a portion of the delivery fee. So a chunk of the delivery fee was going to the company that I worked for. Honestly, if you add all of those, little bit over $1 that I got for every delivery that I made, if you added them all together, over the 2 years that I worked there, they basically just paid for all of those repairs. The tires, the starter, I had to replace the starter. I don't know if I said that. The fan, then getting 2 flat tires fixed, plus gasoline, tons of gasoline, right? Okay, so my delivery fee, or the delivery fee that you pay when you order, that the company takes a chunk of and I get a chunk of, all of that added together really only paid for all of the repairs on my car. So what you tip is really my profit. That's really what I'm making. Now I was being paid an hourly wage, but just so you know, a lot of pizza places, they only pay their drivers. They'll pay them minimum wage when they're in the building, but as soon as they clock out on a delivery, their wage goes down to server wage, okay? Which is like significantly lower than what the posted minimum wage is, okay? So like if the minimum wage, let's just say, is $9, the server wage is probably like $4 or $4.50 at best, okay? So if you don't tip, then they're really not making much money. All right, so what is a good tip? Well, it does depend a little bit on how far away you live from the pizza delivery, from the pizza place, okay? Why is that? Well, let's say you have 2 drivers that are working for the pizza place, all right? And you live 10 miles away, and I am the one who gets your delivery. I have to be gone for the time it takes to drive 10 miles there, have the exchange with you, and then 10 miles back. Well, while I'm gone, that other driver might get 3 deliveries that are all 1 mile away. He goes a mile, he makes the delivery, he comes back, he gets another one, he goes there, he comes back, he gets another one, he goes there, he comes back, right? So if during that time that I'm gone to you, that really long delivery, you tip me $2, okay? Well, that other driver might make 3 deliveries in the same amount of time, and every one of them tips him $5. Okay. Now he just made $15 plus his delivery fees in the time that it took me to come to your house and make $2 plus the delivery fee. So the further away you live from the pizza restaurant or whatever restaurant it is, if you're ordering from a non-pizza place, the more you really should tip. Now that's not to say don't tip well if you live close, but definitely tip really well if you live further away, because it's very realistic that you're effectively taking money out of that delivery driver's pocket, because he could be making so much more if he were making short deliveries. Even if they were just tipping $2 a piece, he's still going to make more in the same amount of time. So I would say $3.50 minimum, and I live in the Midwest. Okay, so if you, my guess would be if you're in an urban area where there's much more traffic, a lot more stoplights, it takes the driver longer to get to you, then that's, $3.50 would be bare minimum. My guess is if you're ordering pizza in New York or LA, where I've heard the cost of living is ridiculous, then my guess is a mediocre tip's probably $5. So here where I am in the Midwest, in a relatively rural area, $3.50 to me was like, okay, that's reasonable. And $5 was like, hey, that's really great. But I had people regularly tip me $8, $10. All right, just so you know, before I started delivering pizza, I had no idea. Like, I tipped people usually like $2, and I thought I was being kind. I was not. I wish I could go back and re-tip all those people, because I realized how bad my tipping was. So yeah, I mean, like $5 is pretty normal, honestly, among a lot of people. And like I said, I had a lot of people tip me better and better. I had a few people actually over time tip me $20 for a delivery. Now, I'm not saying, I mean, that's abnormal, I'll admit, but still there are people out there who are doing that. Okay. So, at least at the very minimum, $3.50. And if you're very far away from the place at all, like more than a couple miles, 3-4 miles, then tip $5 at least, okay? And again, all the more so if you're in a city area where there are tons of stoplights and it's going to take the delivery person forever to get there, all right? Tip well. And listen, I'm sorry, but if you don't have the money to tip, then you don't have the money to order, all right? And it's the same way if you go into a sit-down restaurant. I know right now nobody's going into a sit-down restaurant, but if you go into a sit-down restaurant, I don't care what time of day it is. I don't care if you're going in there for a 20-minute lunch and you're just ordering, the salad bar, but if that server has to bring you your menu, bring you your drinks, wait on you, potentially clean your table afterward, or somebody has to, tip. If you can't tip, if you don't have enough money to tip, then you don't have enough money to dine in. If you don't have enough money to tip, then you don't have enough money to order delivery to your home. And I understand that there are people out there, I had the people who would say, well, I'm sorry, I can't tip, I'm on a fixed income and all of that. And I appreciate that. But look, I wasn't rich, I'm poor too. But whenever I go out to eat, I tip. It's the right thing to do, at least in the United States. I don't know what cultures are like in other countries, but here in the US, you tip. And if you can't tip, don't order, okay? I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. And so, all right, so let me think about this. Be ready for your delivery, because it's actually going to come. Tip. And don't hold it against the driver if your delivery took longer than you expected, because a lot of times that's not the driver's fault. You have to understand that at a pizza place, the oven can only hold so many pizzas at a time, okay? And so if you are ordering at 6 p.m. on a Friday, guess what? It's gonna be really busy, okay? And the oven can only cook so many pizzas at a time. And so it's going to take a while. That's just the way it is. It's just going to take a while. So have the common decency to understand that if you choose to order at a time that's going to be extremely busy, it's probably going to take a while for your food to get there. Don't hold that against the driver, okay? The drivers are just doing the best that they can, and it's not their fault that you chose to order at the most busy time of the week, all right? That's on you. You're just going to have to live with the consequences of the fact that it's going to take an hour or an hour and 5 minutes for the food to get there. Not the driver's fault, okay? So please, learn to be a good customer. Sometimes when you receive bad service, now I'm not saying that I ever intentionally gave bad service. I did not. I can honestly say I did not. But I also am only one person. Not everybody thinks like I do. But sometimes when you receive bad service, it's because you're a bad customer. Simple as that. Anyway, this has nothing to do with being an ISFP. It has nothing to do with my ISFP journey, but it's something that I've just been wanting to say for a long time. And I thought, you know what? What the heck? I'm going to take this opportunity to use this YouTube channel to say it. So I appreciate you watching. And you know what? Please leave this a like. Please subscribe if you're into personality type stuff, because that's what 99.9% of my videos are going to be. And please be a good customer. All right? Be nice. Be kind, tip well, be prepared for your delivery, all right? Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day. Bye now.